Yo, it's your girl Lex here, of course, with Bossing Up with Lex. Boss Talk, of course, and we're here on Winning Women Wednesdays. That's right, Winning Women Wednesdays. And I got my girl in the building, the tax expert, the accountant, Morgan Howard, with Truly Booked Accounting. That's right, Truly Booked Accounting. And I'm going to let her introduce herself and let you know a little bit about her company and the things that she has to offer for you ladies today to educate and motivate you guys.
Hi, my name again is Morgan Howard. I own Truly Booked Accounting. So at my firm, we help small businesses and entrepreneurs from start to finish. So starting your business, we help you when to switch from an LLC to an S corp, when it's time to incorporate payroll, how to save on taxes, because we know that's a big thing. People always have to pay out money to Uncle Sam. So we try to keep as much in-house as possible. How to look at your business as a real business, making yourself an employee of the business, setting retirement plans for you. So everything from A to Z, and just try to help you exceed and excel and increase your revenue while keeping as much money as possible in-house.
That's right. And you heard it from Morgan herself. Now, what's your Instagram? What's your emails? What's your phone number? How can the ladies get in touch with you? How can they stay in touch with Morgan? Let them know.
My Instagram is Truly Booked Accounting. You can find my website, www.trulybookedaccounting.com, and you can schedule a call there, a consultation if necessary. My phone number is 678-280-7580. And you can text or call that number as well. So, yeah.
That's right. You guys heard it from her, and that's right. Make sure you follow all the Instagram handles, the Facebook, the TikToks, and any questions that you happen to have, you can email her, you can send her a DM. We answer our DMs. We're not too big to where we can't answer a DM from you guys. So keep that also in your notes as well. I can DM this person and have a conversation with them as well. Morgan, one thing, me as an entrepreneur, as being a business owner, how long have you been into the accounting taxes industry? How long have you been into it?
I grew up in this. So my family, they're full of accountants. So I started, I moved here in 2000. And so when I was 10 years old.
Hold on, where did you move from, girl?
I moved from Alabama, Mobile, Alabama.
Alabama. She's a country girl like me. I'm from LaGrange, Georgia. So, of course, everybody always thinks Lex is from Atlanta. No, baby. I'm from LaGrange, Georgia, where the cows and chicken and hens at. So, don't ever get it twisted. If I can come to Atlanta and build the multi-million-dollar brow business, what can you do? Always remember that. So you said you from Mobile, Alabama.
Well, by way of Louisiana. So I was born in Louisiana, but my family's all from Mobile, and then we moved here when I was 10. So my aunt and my uncle in Conyers, Georgia, they have an accounting firm, and she used to pick me up from elementary school and do tax returns, and I would just put the stickers on envelopes. So that's where I got started. And then when I got in high school, I just would go there during the summertime and work at their office, and that's where I learned bookkeeping. I started learning bookkeeping, but I didn't want to be no accountant because all my family, I wanted to be a nurse. That was my thing.
Right.
So I left there. I started college at Georgia State, and I wanted to do nursing, but there was a waiting list at the time. So I was working at a hair salon, but that wasn't really making me no money. So my uncle, also my mom's brother, has a CPA firm in Decatur. So I was like, I just want to do admin. Let me come up here and do admin work. And I did, and it was cool. And then I waited a year, and he was like, you already have a job. Why don't you just switch to accounting? And I'm like, fine. So I left there. I graduated in accounting. I started doing bookkeeping. He taught me how to do taxes, but they do audits, and I did not want to do auditing. So I left there, and I just kind of moved around in the accounting world, just seeing what they did. I became a payroll manager. I did accounts payable. Wow. But so since 2010, but I started my business in 2018. So this year was my 5-year anniversary in June.
Oh, yes. Congrats. 5 years. 5 years. That is positive, guys. That is motivation. That lets you know if she can do it in 5 years, what can I do in 1 year or 2 years? God, what can I do in 6 weeks? So 5 years, congratulations to your anniversaries, and wish you so much success and so much more because it's so much in store for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I got another question that our audience or guests would also like to know. As being an accountant, tax preparer, how important is it to know about managing like your finances, budgeting your expenses, reporting your taxes quarterly? Give us some insights, because some of these ladies, not only ladies, guys as well, needs to be motivated, needs to get knowledge of how to do those things, because some of us just open a business and don't know where to go from A to B. So drop us some gems. Let us know like how important it is for those things.
It's very important. And a lot of things I see in Atlanta with my clients, well, not my clients, just in general, people know how to make money. We know how to bring it in, but if I ask you how much it costs to make this product, you can't tell me. Exactly. So it's like, yeah, I made $300,000 last year, and I'm happy about that. But if it costs you $450 to make it, did you really make anything? So it's like you need to know those numbers so that we can know, okay, maybe you need to find a distributor that charges you less, or maybe we need to go up on your products. Like, it's important to know what you're spending, not just what you're making. And we get so caught up in what I'm making, and then when it comes to taxes, oh, I'm 5 years behind. Now the IRS coming after you because you haven't paid no taxes. Like, well, now I owe $30,000 in taxes. You didn't have to do that because we could put you on payroll. We can set up a retirement account. Right. We could pay your kids. Like, there's so many ways around it, and people don't really see the value of that. So I think for accounting, it doesn't make businesses money, so they don't really prioritize it. But in the long run, it's going to cost you a lot.
Exactly.
So if you start early, it's going to cost you a little bit, but it'll cost you a lot less than if you start 5 years later.
Right, guys. And y'all heard those gems. And she has a tax prepare firm, and she's actually an accountant. So, another thing, facts or not, tell the guys the truth. Tell the audience the truth. Does it take money to make money? This is something I break down daily, weekly, class, hourly. I don't think people understand. Does it take money to make money?
Absolutely. You have to invest in yourself. So you may not see it at the beginning, but once you invest in yourself, invest in your business you have to branch out and do it. But once you see that return, that ROI, it's unlimited from there. The sky's the limit. You set what you want to make. I want to make $1 million. Okay, how do we get there? And that's what we do at Truly But Accounting. You tell me what you want to make. We look at your numbers. We look at what you have going on, and we try to get to that goal. And then we reach the next goal. So, yeah, it definitely takes money to make money.
Right, exactly. And y'all heard that. Takes money to make money, so don't be scared to invest in yourself. Another question I want to know, how important is it to manage your finances? Like, what services can you offer to the audience, to the guests? Like, what can you offer them to help them manage their finances? Because a lot of people don't understand, like, okay, I can start off working in a salon and I work off commission. And, you're working off commission and you're getting paid and you're getting a check. And then a person can go from commission to booth rent or commission to renting a suite, but don't understand how to now manage their money because they're got a suite of their own, but they also don't realize, okay, I'm collecting the money myself and they're spending it as well instead of doing deposits. So what benefits or what things can you offer the guys, the ladies, the entrepreneurs on managing their finances from, being like a entrepreneur for, say, hairstylist, a braider, a nail tech, a barber, because those are the people that really need it the most. Like, they don't have any guidance at all. They think just, oh, I got this suite, I'm out of here, I'm popping, I'm doing it, and that's not the case, you know what I'm saying? So I want you to drop some gems to let them know how important it is to be able to manage your finances and what you can offer to help them manage their finances to go to that next level.
Okay. So we offer a session called a budgeting session where basically, like you said, you're making all this money, but when you have a job, the taxes are being taken out for you. So everything's being handled for you. Exactly. But when you have a business, like you said, you just bringing it in, and then tax time comes and now you owe all this money. It's like, why do I owe them? Because you wasn't paying it out throughout the year. So with us, with our budgeting, we look at what you're bringing in. We'll tell you a schedule for estimated quarterly tax payments, how much you should be paying in, because people just don't know. It's like, is it 30%? Is it 25%? But it's really... yeah, it's what you're bringing in, but what are you spending? And then that net number is what we need to be looking at for taxes. But again, if you're not keeping up with your expenses, you don't know what the net number is. You're just looking at the gross number. So it's like you need to know what you're spending in addition to what you're making. Then we can focus on how much to pay in taxes, if we need to pay any. So yeah, that's definitely important to keep up with everything. But a budgeting session is definitely something that you can get with us.
Right. And you heard it from an accountant, a certified CPA herself. Let me ask you another question that I know my girls, I get a lot of DMs, I get a lot of emails about, a lot of mentorships about how to manage your finances. How do I do my taxes? Do you require? Do you recommend like quarterly, annually? What do you require? Like, what do you think is best for? Just pretend like I am the person that just started a business yesterday and I don't know anything about taxes. What would you recommend to me? Would you recommend quarterly? Would you recommend me yearly? And I'm getting cash in daily, or I'm getting bookings in daily from my style seed or my acuity scheduling. What would you recommend for me? Something that we can drop to the ladies and gentlemen for gyms for managing their finances.
I would recommend looking at your numbers monthly. If you can't, I know a lot of people are like, I don't have time. At least quarterly, just looking at where you're at. Now, when you're just starting out, you may be. Oh, go ahead.
Let me stop you really quick. When you mean quarterly, drop quarterly down to the audience, because everybody don't know what quarterly is. Everybody think quarterly is maybe every 25 days. Everybody go in one way and go out the other way. I'm gonna say it the way I want to say it, but y'all know it's Boss Talk with Lex, so I keep it real raw and uncut. So I'm gonna let Miss Morgan drop it down to you guys the smart way.
So cool. Quarterly is every 3 months. So the first quarter ends March 31st. So April 1st, that first week of April, we always look at first quarter numbers, January to March 31st. Second quarter is April to June 30th. So July, we're looking at that second quarter number, or we're looking at from year to date to second quarter. And then third quarter ends, now you got me twisted, March, June, October 31st. No, September 30th. I'm sorry. September 30th is the end of third quarter, and then December 31st is in the fourth quarter. So
it's 4 quarters, correct, in a year. Y'all hear that? 4 quarters. So make sure if you don't have an accountant, if you don't have anybody in finances, just as yourself, keep up with your goals and know that every year is 4 quarters in a year, okay?
Yep. No, what was I saying? Oh, looking at your numbers every quarter at least, because the IRS is like a pay-as-you-go system. So just like if you have a W-2 job and every paycheck, taxes are being taken out of your check, right? When you have a business, they want their money every quarter too. So it's like they have deadlines for estimated tax payments. What you made in first quarter, if you had a net profit, they want their money in April. So it goes just like that every quarter. And so if you overpay, but depending on your trends, you'll get some of that back. But if you underpay, you won't have a big lump sum due at tax time. You've been paid in throughout the year. So I definitely recommend quarterly at least.
Thank you so much for the information. Now, one thing I've learned, I'm an educator, a motivator, a speaker. Somebody empowered you, inspire you. A lot of people are pregnant with possibilities, but they're scared to step out with those possibilities. So with that being said, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a CPA, do you recommend LLCs or do you recommend S corps? Help us understand, like, okay, should I do an LLC starting off or should I start with S corp? When should I transition? When should I transfer? Because a lot of people don't know those things. So we're here to educate, motivate, and inspire here on Boss Talk with Lex.
So I always recommend starting off as an LLC only because S corps require more money. So when you're an LLC, you have a self-employment tax, which is 15.3%, that you're taxed on. But when you profit at least $40,000 for the year, and that's after you spent everything, you still have $40,000 over that you profited, then it's time to switch over to an S corp. Because when you are an LLC and you're just withdrawing money out of your account, transferring money over, that's not a tax write-off. And a lot of people think it is, but it's not. It's only when you become a salary employee of your company, you're getting a paycheck and taxes are being taken out, you're getting a W-2, that's when that's a tax write-off. The only issue with that is before you have that profit of $40,000, you're paying payroll taxes as a company and as a employee of your company. So it becomes a little more expensive. You're paying quarterly payroll taxes. So that when you're not profiting that much, it doesn't really make sense to be an S corp at the time. So we always say a general rule of thumb is when you profited 40, then it's time to switch to an S corp. Then we put you on salary, and then we just go from there.
Right. That's very informative, very good information. And you guys, if you don't have your pens, your notepads, go ahead and put this in your notes on your phone, on your iPads. jot this information down because this is very informative for you to know, because a lot of us are not educated. And that's what my podcast is about, to motivate, inspire, and empower the next person, and to help their brand grow and go to that next level. A lot of times in life, what we want is sometimes what the next person have, but sometimes what the next person has is not peace. And what I realize as I go and grow to that next level, peace is the new rich. It's not about having the Lamborghini. It's not about having the Rolls Royce. It's not even about having the penthouse anymore. It's about having a peace of mind, a peace like to where I can, if I want to go out of town this week and I want to cut this schedule, I can do those things without being worried or being concerned. But before you go to those levels in life, one thing I've realized and learned, that you have to start eliminating things that's around you. Like if you're in a closet and your closet is crowded, you got to start eliminating that trash, that dirt, those extra clothes, those extra shoes. You got to start eliminating the things that's holding you down. And when you eliminate things that hold you down, you start to breathing new air, breathing new success, breathing new relationships, new environments, new circles, and you start going to new levels. I met Morgan at an event, just a basic marketing event, you know what I'm saying? And I always tell the truth. I keep it real raw and uncut on Bossing Up with Lace, because it's not scripted, it's not pre-written here. I keep it real raw and uncut. So with that being said, I met her on a relationship basis from a motivating event, empowerment event. And some people at that event was scared to speak with me, scared to talk to me. I am the same person that you see on social media, that's motivating, that's inspiring, that's showing you that if she can do it, I can do it. So guys, don't be scared to talk to me. Don't be scared to reach out to my brand. Don't be scared to reach out to anyone that I have on my platform, because these are the people that I bring on that can help you and to elevate you to the levels that you never have been before. And you got to understand, when you start eliminating, when you start changing your circles, when you start changing your environments, when you start changing the rooms that you're in, and that's something myself had to get comfortable in. I didn't never go to networking events. I didn't never have to go to marketing events. I built Brows and Beauty. I built my brand off of hard work, dedication, and a lot of, when I say a lot of prayer, a lot of prayer. It took me to that level. So with that being said, I started saying, God, let me put myself in different rooms. And when I started elevating and separating myself and placing myself in different rooms, I started meeting different people. So with that being said, I met Morgan. And I got Morgan here today. She's a CPA, accountant, tax firm, and she can give you guys the education that you guys need and to go and grow to that next level. So don't be scared to sometimes step outside of your element. Don't stay, oh, I'm in this one box and that's where I am only, because those are the only people I know. Because sometimes getting out of your comfort zone can take you to zones that you've never been before. So stay inspired, stay motivated. Morgan, as I speak with you today, is there any gems that you can drop to entrepreneurs that's like behind in taxes, that had never filed before, that don't know what direction to go in? Like any gems that you can drop to my ladies today?
Absolutely. I get a lot of people who, oh, I can do taxes myself, I can do it myself, but I guarantee you, they think it costs too much. They, oh, I'm gonna have to pay you. I can do it myself on TurboTax. I guarantee you there's something you are missing. I guarantee you there's more money that you are leaving on the table than what you're gonna have to pay somebody to do your taxes. So at least, at the very least, reach out to somebody that's a tax preparer and then just ask questions. If you're not gonna do it yourself, book with them. At least ask questions and just get started having somebody to talk to about finances so that you can be better acclimated to what you need to do in your business to help it grow.
Let me ask y'all you another question. This is a question that I always wanted to ask. In the industry of like taxes, CPA, accounting, I've known girls that's been in the industry, and I have students that's been in my class and be like, my daddy never filed taxes his whole life, and he's 69 years old, and he never had to pay. Mm. But does dad got anything in his name? Does dad want to buy a house? Does dad want to own a commercial property? Mm-hmm. The importance of filing your taxes, explain how important that is and the levels and and places that it can take these ladies to, because a lot of people think that everything that comes in is just for us. No, you have to give in order to receive. And that's one thing I've learned. My mom taught me at a young age, if your hands are closed, nothing can come in and nothing can go out. But if your hands are open, things can come in and things can go out. So with that being said, educate our girls on those things.
So one thing that I always tell people get so excited, always refund tax time. That's money that you overpaid. That's just your money that you overpaid throughout the year.
Right.
You shouldn't be excited about getting a tax refund. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's just money. It's just money that you.
I ain't got nothing. Y'all better boom on this. Anyways, I haven't got a tax return in 8-9 years. So of course I'm not jumping off of the walls or jumping off the ceiling for joy because I haven't got her tax return. But guess what? I've made it through the month, so I don't worry about that one lump sum at the when do taxes come? I don't forgot now. April. Oh, so when April, May, I love y'all in April, May. Now I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna say and tell y'all no lie. Like I don't love y'all. I love y'all tax returns. God bless you and keep the overflow coming in. But with that being said, you gotta also know, like, you have to pay into the system in order to get something out. That's just like when it was COVID season. It was PPP, it was SBA, it was EED, EIDL. It was somebody. It was all them people. They were all out. But it was amazing because as an educator, I never got funded for any type of things until I learned about like the payroll protection program, which I was paying employees out of my pocket. But the EIDL, the employee, what's it called? The ERC, like things like that. I didn't know anything about those things. So to get free money or to apply for the SBA, they said the SBA was around for years. And we just got informed about the SBA. So when people started getting the SBA loans and the PPP, people started getting big-headed and forgot where they came from and who they are and thought that, oh, I got some free money, I can do this, I do that. But with that free money, you got to invest in your business. You got to invest in your inventory. You got to invest in your brand. And you got to invest in your marketing. Content is the new currency. So if you're not putting money into content, if you're not putting money into your product, if you're not promoting, you can't take those things to the next level. You can't just depend and sit down on government money. Because at the end of the day, if I sit down and keep my feet crossed and wait on the government to send me a check every month, I only know every month on the 1st or the 15th or the 20th, whatever day they get it on, I don't know because I don't get one. I pray God give me my check and he gives it to me daily. So with that being said, I don't know what days the government assistant get paid on, but with that being said, and don't knock any government assistant, don't get me wrong, but I don't know when they get paid on, but I'm not going to sit in a standstill and wait on anyone for anything because you never know when that next obstacle or that next situation may come. So with that being said, I want you guys to know like how important it is to pay your taxes, because you can buy commercial properties, you can purchase homes, you can purchase cars, and building your credit. How important the credit is. I explain this all the time. Credit is so important because with your credit, you can use your credit to buy businesses, cars, inventory. It is so much you can do with credit. How important credit actually is.
That's something I was actually going to say too. Like, you don't using your money for stuff to invest. Like, you want to use other people's money, but you can't use other people's money if you don't have a filed tax return. You can't use other people's money if you don't have financials to show the investors that you want to invest in your company. So having bookkeeping, having tax planning, having tax returns that are actually filed, that you can show the people that are trying to invest in your business how profitable you are or where you're trying to go. They want to see those numbers. They want to see what your vision is so that they can know that they can trust to invest in your business. And so using other people's money is smart to grow your business. And that's definitely something that you need to tap into.
Exactly. And guys, always remember, numbers do not lie. Numbers don't lie. So if those numbers add up, when you walk into a dealership, I done met people, and me myself, let's start off when I was younger. I walked into a dealership and, credit score might have been a 580, 590. And I could be real raw and uncut on Boss Talk with Lex. And I'm thinking, oh, I a 590 credit score. I can get this Audi I want. I can get this Jag truck. Whatever it is I want. I think because I got that 590 and my bank statement shows that I can get that. No. That credit is very, very important because now I can walk into the dealership and actually don't have to worry about a down payment. Guess what? I want this and I want it right here, right then, right now. And I don't have to worry about them having to go through 67 banks to figure out who's going to finance me with a 28,000% interest rate. I just playing not 28,000, but 28% interest rate or 32% interest rate or 18%. You don't want those things. You want the big banks. You want the Navy Federals. You want the Chase. You want the Bank of America. You want low interest rates. And don't get me wrong, I've been to the point to my life to where I can also go in and finance or purchase the vehicle myself with cash money. But why would I take my money when I got the credit to use the bank's money or the lender's money? You know what I'm saying? Because I can use my money to invest in something else. Yep. So it's very important that, our audience know about how big it is to build your credit, to establish your credit, and not just personal, business as well.
Yep, absolutely. So,
do you think business credit is harder than personal credit?
Business credit, you can build your business credit up. If you stick to it, within 3 months, you can have an almost perfect score.
Yeah, look at me. I just held up 2 fingers. Uno, dos, tres is 3. Y'all remember my skilled Spanish class. But anyways, 3 months, you can have actually a business credit score. And with a 3 months of a business credit score, what do you think entrepreneurs can get approved for? Like
funding, gas cards, credit cards, you can get.
Y'all hear that? Funding, gas cards, credit cards, all of those things. Now, when does it come to them wanting to purchase, because I meet girls all the time. I want to get a fleet of limousines or black cars. I want to get a fleet for my post-op therapy. When does that come into effect? How many months would you say it takes for a female or any entrepreneur to build their credit to where they can purchase a fleet of cars?
I mean, I would say about 6 months probably, but you have to make sure that your business is set up properly. That's the thing that people forget too. Like, you have to have an LLC. The address needs to be not a home, because they're gonna look into that. You need to have a business phone number. They're gonna look at making sure that all the information matches on the things that you start off with. If you have a business credit card, if you have a gas card, making sure all the information matches, so that when it does go to you getting a fleet, you set up. You done been paying stuff on time. You got these trade lines in order, and you ready to go.
Right. I love that information because a lot of girls, a lot of my people that write me, they don't understand how important that is. And that is very, very important. So if you have your trade lines, your established credit cards, and you have 3 months of previous history, by the time that 6 month come around, you can go get those cars that you need. You can go get that credit that you need for multiple cars, but you have to have existing first, because people want to see what you started with first and then what I can elevate you to. They don't want to see, oh, it's her first time, and let me guess that she's going to be able to pay this, or let me guess that she's going to be able to afford this. When you show those numbers really work. And that's one thing I've learned. Today has been an amazing podcast, Morgan. You have been amazing. I want all my girls to go to Truly Booked Accountant. And right now, I want you to follow Truly Booked Accounting. Truly Booked Accounting. And that's with an ING at the end. That's right. I want all my followers to go there, follow her, and get educated on your CPA. Get inspired on your financial, your business planning, your quarterly taxes, your annual taxes. All those things are very important. So get inspired, get motivated, and know that if I got these things right and these things lined up, I can go to that next level. So thank you so much, Morgan. It was a pleasure having you. A pleasure speaking with you guys. And that's your girl, Lex, checking in with Boss Talk with Lex on Winning Women Wednesday with Morgan Howard. And stay tuned, stay inspired, and stay motivated.